I'm a music teacher and video game music composer, and today I'm listening to the Deltarune Chapter 5 soundtrack for the very first time. Yes! I have avoided spoilers, I have held my earphones like this when other people were talking about Deltarune who I know, and now the moment has finally come. I've never heard this before. Everything I talk about, say, do, teach is gonna be live off the top of my head in a moment. How's it going, chat? Let's get this thing started, rocking and rolling with Chapter 5, Logo. We are live, let's do it. Ah, it's so pretty. It's like a Jacob Collier thing. Oh, I gotta turn my headphones up. Let's go. Woo! Come on now, Toby. Love it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my gosh! All right, that was just like the first full piece. I could have listened to that about 20 more times. Absolutely sick. I gotta say, something absolutely incredible about Toby Fox. If you look at the musical progression of Toby Fox going back to Undertale to now Deltarune Chapter 5, the level of groove, the level of taste was always there, but the level of groove, the level of, artistic choice, I mean, it just down to these teeny tiny details. Like, just listen to what's going on in your left ear. If you're not wearing headphones, put some headphones on. There's a little gzz, gzz, a little gzz sound over in your left ear. Like, bro, who does that? Obviously the answer is Toby Fox. Absolutely tasteful, teeny tiny details, making this piece of music not just another groove and incredible piece of incredible video game music, though obviously it is, but a unique piece of art with a unique signature from a unique artist. Absolutely amazing. Let's keep cooking with Pirate Dojo. Well, okay, so clearly we have that pirate emotion going on there. Type a P in the chat if you got those pirate vibes, and just to prove we're live, I'm gonna do a couple shout outs. Shout out to Cyber123, shout out to Bud ZXP says there be treasure. Okay, now, a couple things to look at here. So number one, the pirate vibe. What's creating the pirate vibe? Well, part of it is the chords that are being used and the melody that's being used. But what I really am interested in talking about here is how Toby's taking the pirate vibe of this, like, let's see here, this. this little minor 1-4, 1-5 situation, which, you know, again, he changed the chord progression around a couple times there. I'm not giving you exactly how it was every single time. Though, in the key of C sharp minor, here's the really cool thing. So that, by the way, that's the pirate emotion. Now, here's where it goes to the next level. It's the use of like a marching brass band tuba situation going on here towards the end. Like the bow, a bow, bow, bow. Bringing in that tuba sound creates a much more, at least for me anyway, idea of the sort of non-serious, serious combative nature of, let's say, the Pokemon games, where you walk in a dojo, yes, it's serious, but also we're playing a kid's game. Do you know what I mean? It's like, clearly dojo, we're gonna practice sparring in the dojo. Now, I may be reading way too far into the title, because again, I haven't played this game yet. But bringing in that brass brings a little bit of a seriousness that there's going to be some action, but also a little bit of playfulness because that kind of brass sounds a little bit silly. I mean, it's not all the way silly, but it's, you know, if there was a line and over there was serious and over there was silly and we started right in the middle, that brass is like, 2 steps over this way towards silly. Again, absolutely delightful, capturing that pirate meme sound with the chords and with the melody and also the instruments being used there, and then bringing in that brass as an adder. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't use brass to get that pirate sound, and indeed, if you listen to Pirates of the Caribbean, you will hear that there are some times where the motif is actually carried by brass, but it's carried by brass usually in moments, either where the brass is used in a threatening way, if I recall correctly, or it's actually being used in a humorous way, slightly humorous way. So, pirates plus brass equals, usually, somewhat humorous. Cool stuff. All right, let's keep rocking it to this next one, which is gonna be... Oh, I've heard a piece of music like this before. Let's check out what we got here. Oh, bro, come on. Toby, what time signature are we in, bro? Five, sixes, and sevens. Oh, but it bangs. It slaps. What are we doing? Oh, that's sick. Raise your hand if you have no idea where the beat is right now. That's me. Ah! Wow, I got this feeling like, I don't know how many chapters are planned of Deltarune, but if we're hearing this level of rhythmic complexity, Deltarune Chapter 5. I can only imagine the absolute, like, Vinnie Colaiuta level madness. Yeah! Toby Fox is gonna be grooving with by the time we get to Chapter 6 or Chapter 7 with these sanctuaries. Like, if you asked me to tell you what that time signature was right now, I would not be able to. I can tell you I counted a 5 in there. I can also tell you I counted a 6. I can also tell you that I counted a 7, and I can also tell you that all of those changed a couple times while I was counting. Absolutely delightful. We've seen a whole bunch of 7s in the chat. Absolutely. Oh, 7 chapters? Well, dude, the level of complexity we're going to see at Chapter 6. And yeah. Because you don't back down from that, right? Like, yeah, Chapter 4, level of complexity in the time signatures and in the sanctuaries. You go to Chapter 5, you got to up it. You don't go to Chapter 6 and suddenly it's just like in 3-4, right? Like, is that just me or am I crazy? Like, no, we're going to take the next step. And yeah, that next step is, yeah, gnarly stuff. Absolutely gnarly stuff. Man, I think the only way you take it to the next level at this point is you'd keep messing around with the time, but you do more with the rhythmic displacement. right? So you could actually take an idea that normally would start on, like, let's say the and of 1, and said start on 3, and then also change the time signature underneath it. Oh, and then why not some polyrhythm while we're at it? I think those two things would be if we were to take it to the next level of complexity rhythmically, I would use those two tools. Absolutely. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's check out this next one, which is gonna be Festival. Wow, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Killing it, Toby. Killing it. Killing it. Wow. Wow. Gorgeous. Well, I gotta say, whoever the guitar player was who played on Home in Undertale has been practicing and is now a substantially better. I know it wasn't a real guitar player. It's a joke. It's a joke. Roll with me here. So what we have at the start of this. It's that or a flat 6. Tell me, there's an F in there somewhere. Yeah, right. All right, so let's just talk about the intro here, musically, for a moment. So we have, in any piece of music, well, not any, but most pieces of music, and even this one, either I'm out of tune or Toby Fox again is playing with standard tune. Yeah, I think Toby Fox is playing with standard tuning again here. As in not using it when I say playing with it. So we have 12 notes in music. The 12 days of music my Toby gave to me. We got an A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I know you said there was 12 and you wrote 7, right? So these are the 7 basic notes of music. It goes A, B, C, D, F, G, round and around and around and around and around it goes. Now in between some of these, we've got notes like this, C sharp, D flat, D sharp, or E flat, F, F sharp, or G flat, G sharp, or A flat. And what we do in music is to make sense of these is depending on what key we're in, we're gonna give one of these the letter 1, and then the next one be the letter 2, letter 3, letter 4, right? So if A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4. If D is 1, E is 2, F is 3, G is 4, like that. So here in this piece of music in Festival, we're actually in the key of A. So A is going to be 1, and then D is going to be 4, and I'm using Roman numerals here to show that it's not just one note at a time. This, by the way, is a note. Oh, this is a note. 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 All those are notes. Now, if you put a bunch of notes together, we can get a chord. And so I'm going to use Roman numerals to show that there's a bunch of notes stacked together, creating a chord. And here, we got the don't don't bum, don't 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 don't. We got a 1-4 to 1-4-5. Then we got a 1 to 4 to 1 to a 4 to a 4 minor. I'm gonna call it a 6. Toby may or may not have actually put the B natural in there, but it's definitely a 4 minor. And that 4 to 4 minor, we hear that all over the place, from pop music to video game music, even like pieces like out of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And I think there's a couple other Toby Fox things. We call it a minor plagal cadence. Minor plagal cadence when it goes from the 4 back to the 1. Now, traditionally, the plagal cadence would only be if the 1 is actually in the same like phrase, but hey, we are in video game music land, and so we're gonna use the old terms to describe the new things to the best the old terms use, just to give us a framework to think through. And this, so that minor 4 back to 1, that creates a minor plagal cadence. Plagal meaning a 4 to a 1. You think plagal has nothing to do with the word 4? I agree with you. That's two of us agreeing that the word plagal sounds like it has nothing to do with the word 4, and yet, here we go. Keeping the music tradition alive of calling a plagal cadence a 4 to 1. Well, we just call it 4 to 1. All right, let's keep it going with... Wow. And again, affirming the fact that Toby Fox is in fact an artist who we will never fully understand, no matter how much we break down the music. And that is the beautiful part about breaking down music using music theory. Music theory, it's frameworks. It's being able to break down the music in a way that makes sense. And sometimes artists do stuff that just doesn't make sense. And that's part of the beauty that you can appreciate an artist making a meow song. That's amazing. It's incredible. Am I gonna sit here and have some fancy words to describe this? No, I could use some big words like it's phantasmagorical or it's unbelievably, floopably awesome sausomeness. All long words, but it doesn't really capture the essence of just how cool that was. And indeed, I say unto you, in the words of my uncle, allez meow, zine. Something. Shout out and thank you for the super chat out to Jazz Funk. Appreciate your support. All right, let's keep on rocking in the free world. Why? Okay, Bratfession. Bratfession, we actually hear what I call, and there may be another name out there for it, but it's what I've been calling it for years. I call it a Japanese flat 2 chord progression. Why Japanese flat 2? Because it starts on a minor 1. And then it goes to the flat 2 major. Oftentimes the flat 2 major 7. So that right there, we have in the key of B flat major. Come on now. B flat, excuse me, minor. I said, when I say major, you think minor, major, minor, major, okay. B flat minor, we start on a 1 minor, and then we go to flat 2, major 7. Normally, in this case, we don't hear the major 7, but I'm gonna go ahead and imagine it in my head anyway, because, yeah. I call that the Japanese flat 2. Why? Because the first time I've ever heard that, and if you, by the way, if someone out there, if you find an earlier instance of this chord progression outside of Japanese music, please let me know, because I've been calling it Japanese flat 2, because the first time I ever heard this chord progression, in fact, the earliest I heard this chord progression was like the 90s. The 1990s. There may be instances of this chord progression that exist before that, but that's the first time in history, not the first time I ever heard it was in the 90s. I was born in the 90s, but listening back through time, the 90s, as in a historical moment that I heard that chord progression, and it was coming from Japanese influenced music and also Japanese music. Okay, cool stuff. Let's keep on rocking with I Guess I'm in Love. I wonder what that's gonna sound like. Oh! No, this is like literally home. No, don't. What's the piece from Undertale? Whoa, Toby. Hey now. Gorgeous. All right, now, there's a piece of music from Undertale, and I need you, my fellow music nerds, I call upon you now in my hour of need. I do not remember the name of this one, but it's got a similar chord progression. It's something like that. I'm playing it so awfully and so terribly. That is Home. I was right. Wait, did I call it right? New Home. That might be New Home. I was like, bro, this sounds exactly like, all right. Real, stand bald. No, I am not bald. Quick check. Okay, that is Home. All right, because I was like having this moment of like, bro, I think this sounds exactly. Real quick, type an H in the chat if you heard me say at the start of this piece, this kind of sounds like Home. Please put an H in the chat just for my own ego because, bro, I called that and then I was second guessing myself. All right, so here's what's really cool is Toby Fox takes Home, the idea of Home here, and might not have done it consciously, right? But this is, yes, H for Home. Okay, but then what happens is in the B section, he takes the harmony to this whole nother level. Absolutely delightful. And then someone saying, I think it's Friends OST from chapter 1. It might also be that too. Because here's the thing, we can, and gosh, I love this so much. We can look at pieces of music at different levels, right? So we can, at the lowest, smallest level, we can look at a motif, all right? And a motif is gonna be the smallest recognizable musical idea. Then we can stick motifs together, and those are gonna create subphrases and phrases. And if we think about those in terms of leitmotifs, it could create a whole theme, right? Where it's representing, a leitmotif is a motif that's representing a person, place, or thing. We stack it all together, we get a theme, which is a whole melody that represents a person, place, or thing, or a situation. And then we can look at the repetition at the level of the soundtrack, right? Of different ideas, like, oh, this motif shows up here, this motif shows up there. For example, like in Undertale, we could hear, you know, there's basically 1, 2, maybe 3 different, some people say 4, it might be fewer than that, distinct motifs that get reworked and developed throughout that entire OST. Now, we can also look at the artist level of repetition, which I don't hear people talking about enough, but is so cool. It's when you look at an artist's entire body of work and then you look for the repetition within their body of work of ideas that may or may not be purposeful repetition, or they may be, but that actually show up across different projects that are almost like someone's sonic fingerprint. It's an idea someone has, it's a way that they have of expressing themselves, in the same way you might have a friend that uses certain vocabulary that you'd start picking up when you hang out with that friend. Composers do that too. They can have a unique musical fingerprint, and that is what we could hear right here. Really, really interesting. Artist level repetition. And hey, if you want to actually do your own artist level repetition and you want to compose your own music, I actually made something really cool for you. It's called the Composer Roadmap. And it takes you all the way, all the stages, from having never made music before, you're just listening all the way through pro. And I know how this works because I actually composed some indie soundtracks myself, and I've helped a bunch of other people go through and create professional quality music throughout my career. And each stage, you're gonna tell, it's like a couple questions on the form, you beep, 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 boop, and it'll tell you exactly where you are now and exactly what the steps are to get out of where you are to where you want to be. This is the Composer Roadmap. It's absolutely designed for you. I made it just for you, and it's totally free. There's a link in the chat, there's a link in the video description, and I'll put a link in the pinned comment after the stream. But you go answer it. There's a couple of questions. You just answer the questions, and it'll give you exactly where you are now, what you need to do to level up to get to the next level, what the breaking points are for where you are, where most people get stuck where you are, and how to not get stuck there, so we can keep you moving from where you are now to where it is you want to go. And then if you want my help to help you get out of there and get to your next level, on the next page you'll see there's a calendar. You can book a call with my team, and yep, I've got a music school, and we help people compose and create incredible music and actually get their music into video games, and also just create music, get it out on Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Music. So if you want to compose your own music, check that out. It's in the video description. It's totally free. Mine heart to yours. Enjoy it. Check it out. All right, let's keep it rocking with Weirder Birds. Cool. You know, I will say this, Toby Fox is applying the rule of leave them wanting more, because this is now the second time in this OST, and we're only 11 tracks in, that I was like, bro, I could stand to hear more of whatever it is that you're cooking. I don't know if you've ever had, maybe you've made a meal or someone's made a meal for you, whether it was eating out or at home, and you had a bite of it and you were like, I could eat some more of this right now, please and thank you. I'm having that experience over and over again with the soundtrack. Like, Your Dad's Best Friend, it's just the groove, bro. Like, what happens next? Where is it going next? Like, I want to hear the ba-dum double double cow, and then we're into a thing, and it's a full melody, and there's a saxophone wailing, and like, come on, man. It's so good. It's so good. Leave them wanting more. No doubt. No way. All right, so Nathan Lee says the next couple tracks are actually fan arrangements that Toby asked for permission to put in the game. No way. That is so cool. That is so cool. All right. Let's keep it cooking with this next one. Garden, of Hopes and Dreams. Oh, come on, some Hopes and Dreams, baby. Let's go. Hit me now. Oh, this is so good. Shout out to Carlos. Great mix, too. Nice. Yeah, come on, sax. Oh, sick. Nice. Nice. Wow, Garden of Hopes and Dreams, absolute insanity. Sounded like some live instruments in there too. Absolutely gorgeous. What a tasteful sax solo. One thing I'm gonna point to here and teach you guys about just a little bit, if you don't know it already, if you know it already, remind you of it, is called hits. What are hits? Well, there's two ways hits can happen. Hits are when a group of instruments, sometimes all the instruments that are playing, sometimes just some of the groups, some of the instruments that are playing, are all going to do a rhythm together, either on a chord or with notes, that's going to create this big effect. And we can actually hear both kinds of hits. There's two kinds of hits. There's hits where it's everyone together, and then there's hits where it's some people doing it, and then other people are still doing their own thing, as the kids say. Check this out. So here, listen to this. Right there, bump, bump, the bump, bump. So it's bump, bump, ba-da, right? Now the first bump, bump, the first two. And then between the bump, 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 between the first and the second one, you can hear that bass do that little poppy thing. The bass is anticipating it. So right there, the bass is not agreeing with everyone. It's not following along with everyone. It's actually doing a little bit of a fill in between the hits. And again there, bump, bump, and the bass did a fill into the third. And again there, the first two hits is everyone together, and then between the second and third hit, a little bit of a bass pop. And again there, 1, 2 together, and then the third, a bass pop in between. Yeah, slap, crackle, and pop. They do a little slap, pop. It's yeah. Whether it was a slap or a pop, I don't know enough about bass playing to tell you exactly which it was. If I watched him play it, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's doing the thing with the thing. Excellent. All right. Yes, it is. You have the slap, which is this, but then you also have the pop. The pop is on the way up. So the slap is down, and then the pop is up, either usually done with the pointer finger or the middle finger. Boom, da, da. And that sounded to me like it might have been more of a pop rather than a slap. But I could be wrong. There might be a more correct way of calling that now that I'm thinking about it. I should talk to some of my bass player friends and actually ask them what the opposite of a slap is. I believe that's called a pop. Well, I'm calling it a pop now. It is Rice Krispies for the soul. Let's keep it going with Rakuichi Buster. So not Rude Buster, not Ruder Buster, but Rakuichi. What does Rakuichi mean in what language? I'm wondering if it means the rudest or something like that. Let's check it out. Sick. Come on, violin. Wow. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. And I just saw something in the chat that I think would be fun for us to understand, which is the difference between a composition and an arrangement. The difference between a composition and an arrangement. So here's how I define a composition. A composition is going to be one, a melody. This is going to be for thematic music. So this is music that has a melody. You have a melody, and number two, there's going to be chords or a harmony. That is the composition. So we could have, for example, a melody like, oh, I don't know, let's see. À vous dirai-je, maman. It's not Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. The name of that piece of music is À vous dirai-je, maman. It's by Mozart. Now, that's one way of doing it. Now, we could take that same composition, the bum 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 bum. We do. Bum 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 bum. Okay, same melody, radically different sound. Type a 2 in the chat if that was a radically different sound. So the radically different sound there is a different arrangement of the same melody. So you can have a melody and you can think of it as like a remix, so to speak. It's like the old verbiage for a remix was an arrangement or rearrangement. So some people are saying, look, the composer was XYZ. No, the arranger was XYZ. If Toby Fox wrote the melody, Toby Fox is the composer, and then someone else arranged it or rearranged it, AKA remixed it. Type a 4 in the chat if that makes sense. Again, type a 4 in the chat if that makes sense to you. The difference between the arranging and the composing of it. Okay, let's keep it cooking with the Diner Song of Best Friends. Let's check it out. Similar to the love song we just heard, similar to Home. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, so this brings me to what may be the first truly, first true insight, hidden connection we've discovered on this stream, or it might not have been hidden, but it certainly was hidden to me until I thought about it. So roll with me here as I do my best to be accurate and also give you some fun marketing language as we go along. All right, so I'm gonna call this the Toby Fox safe meme. Why is it a safe meme? Well, it's because it is somewhat mimetic in the sense that it is representing this idea of safety or friendship or love, right? I'm just calling it the safe meme. And there's 3 things that make the safe meme the safe meme. We can hear this in Undertale. We can hear this in Deltarune. This is what I would call an artist level repetition, at least up to this point. So there's 3 things that go into making this happen. Number 1 is we have a bass line. And the bass line is gonna go something like this. It's gonna have a 1 to 3 to 4 to 5. Over that bass line, we're gonna hear like sus chords. Things like this, and add chords, where we'd have a, oh brother, my fingers. There we go. It's like an A, add 2. So, all right, here we go. Right? That wasn't exactly Toby Foxian, but it was headed in the right direction. Why was it headed in the right direction? Well, I did a bass line that did a 1, 4, and a 5. Also, one of the key elements here is using 1 in first inversion, so you actually have the scale degree 3 as the lowest note, then having chords that are adds and susses, and then have an arpeggiated movement on top. And that right there, we're gonna call the Toby safe meme. Right there, artist level repetition. Now, there's nothing wrong with artist repetition. In fact, it's a really cool thing, because then you hear it and you go, oh no, that's Toby Fox. And then you hear someone else do it, and then that becomes, oh, that's rather Foxian, isn't it? By the way, if people haven't started describing things Toby Fox does as Foxian, like, what are we doing? Let's sound smarter than we really are, people. Come on. Yes, it's rather a Foxian approach to a 1-4-5 chord progression. Don't you think, Smithers? Right? Absolutely gorgeous, totally cool. Let's keep it rocking to this next one, which is gonna be Ride the Board. Oh, again, I was about to get into it. So peaceful, and an interesting choice right at the end there to keep that flowing water sound going and actually fade the music down while that water was still going. Now, if there was one thing that I would point to in this that would be truly foxy, and in addition to it sounding a little bit like one or two things from Undertale, which I can't quite put my finger on in terms of saying the names. So someone put core, might be that, but also it's the one-off ear candy. What is ear candy? Well, ear candy is when a composer, or indeed a music producer, because yeah, music producers will do this too, they do one-off little tidbits that aren't consistent throughout the piece of music. And indeed, where was it? Well, it's in the middle of a great explanation, but I lost my place. Even there, just like bringing little those little synths on top that are not there the whole time. And then again right there. And then right there in the left ear, that's more sort of metallic sounding thing. And then both together at the same time. It's that level and attention to detail that keeps something that isn't, but could go in the direction of being like more sort of like not interesting. This is interesting, but could go in the direction of being not interesting because of how slow and how sparse it is. Really brings a level of attention to detail and interest in what's going on. Now, that said, I'm also judging a piece of music at the level of interesting, and this point is interesting. Thinking about a piece of music at the music level as opposed to the video game level, because these are two different things, right? So video game music at a fundamental level needs to serve, most of the time, the vision of the game, and serve what's going on in the game, and serve to enhance and magnify the emotion and the story of what's happening, or the situation. And what we can hear is that if we just listen to a piece of music like this out of context, yes, it might be very effective for us to go to sleep. But what Toby's doing here is there's enough variation that it keeps the interest going even as a piece of music taken out of the video game. Really cool, super tasteful, and tremendously well navigated. Let's check out Who Might You Be? I was like, again, starting to get into the groove of this piece of music. I'm like, this is going great. We're gonna keep going. We're having a great time. It's a party that it's like, it's over. Leave them wanting more. A rather Foxian move, wouldn't you say? Wow, gorgeous. Let's check out Petal Dance, which I hear some of you want to listen to. Let's check this thing out. Bro! Bro! All right, let's talk about Petal Dance real quick. So it's following again, it's a Japanese influence chord progression in the sense that it's gonna go, we got the 1 to flat 7 to flat 6 to, I heard a flat 5 in there, right here at the end. Flat 6, 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5, flat 6. So flat 6 to flat 7 to, I think that might just be it. Might just go by a half step there. Yeah, it sure does. So right at the end there, it goes flat 6 to flat 7, and then flat 6, flat 7 as if it's going up a half step, but then ostensibly, you tell me, does this loop in the game? Does it loop in the game? Let me know. Wow, interesting stuff. So it loops in the game. So at the end, it's going. All right, it's kind of a C minor. So it's going D, E, to C minor. What? A truly Foxian move, wouldn't you say? Really cool stuff. Let's keep it going with Flying Feather. Man, these like little in-between pieces are so interesting. Nom 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 and speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. So we call that a tempo ramp. What does a tempo ramp mean? Well, tempo, I know how to write M's, don't worry about it. And anyone who told you that I don't know how to write M's, don't believe them. All right, so we have tempo, which means time. Now what do I mean by tempo ramp? Well, it means we're gonna start slow and then gradually speed up, going fast like that. Now, there's ways you do that in digital audio workstations, which is the software that composers use generally to compose music. Some of them will use notation softwares, but most composers are gonna end up at some point in their creative process in a digital audio workstation. We can hear that there is a tempo ramp here where it's approximately, as far as I can tell, the same exact thing being played. But the same exact thing getting played, it gradually speeds up, speeds up, speeds up, speeds up, and it gets faster and faster and faster. And that is called a tempo ramp. Now, a shout out to Rockin' and Rollin' with Sunset of Seven Suns. It's gonna be super when we sit down to sip on the soliloquist subtle serenity that surrounds this super special thing. All right, let's do it. Wow. Oh my gosh, again, another piece of music. By the way, I can see the comments later. All he did was just keep on saying that he could have kept listening to. Well, I could have. So good. All right, let's talk about the word timbre. Timbre is the quality of sound that allows you to hear the difference between different instruments. So for example, we have this note right here, and I go, ba, ah. Could you tell which one was me kind of sounding like an opera singer with a sore throat, and which one was the guitar, right? Guitar, la, right? We can tell the difference between those two because the timbre, the quality of the sound is radically different. Now this has to do with something called the overtone series, which we're not gonna unpack right now. But what I wanna point out is the overall timbre of an instrument helps you tell the difference between instruments. And just like we talked about the levels of more meta repetition, like artist level repetition, we can also look at meta timbre inside a piece of music. And if we look at the Sunset of Seven Suns, that has a timbre of a quality of a piece of music I don't think we've ever heard from Toby Fox before. And here's why. There are not only what sound like synth steel string guitars, but also either a VST or it might be a real banjo being played there. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong because it's been a minute since I listened to chapters 1 through 4, but I'm not sure if we've heard a banjo previously from Toby Fox in any of his soundtracks. And if not, if we have heard it before, it's not something that he uses a whole lot. So the entire sonic quality, like the cumulative, if we took all the timbres of all the instruments, all the sonic qualities of all the instruments and put them together, what we just heard in Sunset of Seven Suns was truly a unique sonic experience from a unique artist that I certainly don't recall hearing, and we might have heard before, but yeah, really, really cool. You think it's supposed to be a shamisen? Might be supposed to be a shamisen. Sounded to me like a banjo. Oh yeah, might be a shamisen. Or a banjo. Yeah. Hammer of Justice. Ah. Yeah, can I give a shout out to my fellow music nerds in the chat? Thank you. Thank you. My heart to yours. I feel you, I see you, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We had a couple, I got fact checked in real time. Thank you for that. Hammer of Justice has banjo. Beautiful. All right, let's keep it going. Yeah, so shamisen banjo, you know, potato, tomato. gorgeous. Absolutely delightful shop 3. Now, I had one more point to make on the timbre thing. I said shamisen banjo, potato, potato. I said potato, tomato, actually. Here's why. All right, what does the banjo and shamisen have in common? Okay, we've got metal string. As far as I can tell, metal string. Number 2, we've got wooden body. Number 3, we've got some type of taut skin stretched area, traditionally skin, now likely synthetic. Well, it depends on where you buy it. Some type of skin, some type of membrane. And so because of these common elements, it's going to create a common sound. In the same way that an alto sax, a tenor sax, they say, but these are all the same thing. Yeah, they're all saxophones, but they all sound similar. Why? Because it's a similar thing. We've got a wooden reed, we've got a mouthpiece. Now, whether the mouthpiece is made of wood, plastic, or metal, we can talk about that all day, which is going to change the timbre slightly, but then we have, the brass body. So, or not brass, but brass mixed with something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, when you have similar elements, you're going to have similar vibes. Kind of like, if you think about the airbenders, right? All the airbenders, similar vibe. You got a variance in personality, right? But like a firebender, generally more fiery. An airbender, generally more airy. Waterbender, generally more watery. You feel me? Right? So you get those types of people will create those types of bendings. I know I'm going into Avatar and it's got nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but just roll with me because I'm having fun with this explanation. So there you go. All right, let's keep it cooking. All right, let's talk about groove, because something that Toby Fox has evolved into, if we compare, let's say, Undertale to now, is using more groove-based pieces of music. And in fact, if you look at the Rude Buster, the Ruder Buster, all those groove, there's a groove going on. So what is a groove? Well, a groove is when you have multiple instruments all doing separate things that come together like one beautiful clock. Like if you ever seen the inside of a clock, there's all these cogs, C-O-G-S, cogs, that are moving around. And these cogs will create together something bigger than what any of them would do by themselves. And what we can hear in Violet Tactics is that there's a slight difference in the top rhythm, the higher notes rhythm, to the bottom notes rhythm, which, by the way, we can actually see going all the way back to, for example, Megalovania in Undertale, where there is two rhythms that do overlap at times, but the lower rhythm is actually slightly different than the upper rhythm. We've exposed another Foxian element here in this music, which is let's call it the Toby Fox upper lower wingding. Now we got to get better than that. Let me know in the chat what you think we should name this, and we'll name it together. So basically, we have two lines. All right, we got one line here where it's single notes or sometimes chords playing, and it's got a particular rhythm. We'll call this rhythm R. Then we have this down here, and it is not quite rhythm R. They've got some variations to what rhythm R is. So we'll call it, you know, rhythm R with a little mark to show that it's slightly different from rhythm R. So we'll call it the Foxian Wingaster. All right, so it's close. It's close. The Groovy Gaster. Ooh, I like Groovy Gaster. All right, so we'll call this the Foxian a Foxian groove. All right, so we'll call it the Toby Fox. So a Foxian groove. So what is a Foxian groove? A Foxian groove is we have one melody up here, and then we're gonna have a separate melodic element down there, or sometimes also this could be melody or chords, melody/chords, and then we have some variation going on below it that sometimes it lines up, right? So like right here, this is lining up, and then we get some variation right in here, and then it goes back to lining up, and then we clearly have some variation right here, and then it goes back to lining up. We're gonna call that the Foxian groove, the Foxian Gaster groove. And I'll just say Gaster groove for now, but I'm never gonna remember the Gaster groove. But yeah, the Foxian groove. Two elements rocking together. And again, we're looking at this artist level repetition here showing up in chapter 5 of Deltarune. So cool. Let's keep it going with Flower King. Wow. This might be, I tell you, Toby Fox keeps growing as a musician and as a composer. I'm grateful and rightfully so. But just listening to this Flower King right here, like the level of somberness, the emotion that's brought it. Now, what makes the emotion so somber? Well, there's a couple things. It's the instrument choice, it's the speed, it's the notes. So having that chime bell and then having that dum-dum, that bass drum, maybe timpani? And then that cello, so somber. So radically different. And then those little touches of chords coming in from the strings there. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you let me know, but I don't. Yeah, is it timpani? Is it timpani? Is it bass drum? Yeah. Is it a shamisen? Is it a banjo? Absolutely gorgeous. Any way you slice it. Wow, beautiful. Let's check out Foyer. Foyer. That's shamisen. No doubt. I feel like this is leading to something. I'm gonna let this play straight through. I'm just gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play. This is leading to something. Yes, it is. Come on now. Drop it! Yeah. Gorgeous. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's go back for a second here. It does a flat 3, and then it does a flat 7. All right, let's talk about this chord progression. This is a seriously cool chord progression. I'm not going to play along with the music for the following reason. Toby Fox is not hanging out in A440. If you want to understand a little bit more about that, go check out my Deltarune Chapter 4 stream. I believe I talked about it. Toby Fox is consistently now breaking out of hanging out in A440 and is using different ways of tuning. Now, what we can hear in this Flower Castle, in the key of C minor, you got a 1 to a 4 in first inversion, aka the Rivers in the Desert chord, to a da-da-da-da-da, which is just a gorgeous chord progression. I mean, someone take this chord progression and write a piece of music with it. I mean, my goodness. By the way, and that's totally cool to do. Chord progressions are not copyrightable. So please, please, please take this chord progression. If you're gonna compose some music, use this chord progression. All right, so 1, 2, 4 in first inversion, Rivers in the Desert, flat da-da-da, to flat 3, to flat 7. Absolutely gorgeous. What a cool chord progression here. Seated amongst the Japanese stylings of Sir Tobias Fox Worthington III of Foxian Castle. Toby Fox here in Flower Castle. Let's check out 1000 Cafe Something. on, Toby. Yes, the groove, brother. Ah! Yeah, dude. Look, I'll tell you, here's what I'm talking about with the groove. When I said there's individual elements that happen that create this thing that's so much bigger, badder, and cooler than they'd be by themselves. Listen to this right here. So we have this element that starts off in your right ear if you're wearing headphones, and if you're not wearing headphones, my goodness, do yourself a favor. Wear some headphones, wear some earbuds. Listening to music out of laptop speakers or out of phone speakers, it's like trying to eat ice cream through a paper napkin. It's like you got this ice cream cone, this beautiful thing, you've put this paper napkin over it, you can feel that it's cold, you can kind of taste it, you can smell it, but you're not really getting the full effect of eating the ice cream. So do yourself a favor, take the paper napkin off of the ice cream, put some earbuds in, put some headphones on, and like enjoy this, luxuriate in this Foxian experience. All right, so we've got this. Here it is in the right ear. I missaid it, but that's okay. And you can now also hear it in your left ear. And you can hear that idea, that little down, which again I just said it wrong, but that's okay. We'll do that. We'll take care of that another time. All the way in your. Even that shamisen right there. And then here, it's like the full effect comes into play. Where the whole thing is like absolutely at the peak of what this piece of music is going to build to. And if you listen to someone who, like, if you listen to, there's one by Charlie Puth. What's it called? Something about Attention. Listen to Attention by Charlie Puth. You'll hear a similar thing where it's not pushing the tempo. It's a slower piece of music, but that all the different elements of the groove end up right at the end. What are you doing to me? What are you doing? And there's all these elements of the groove going on. And this is, it's kind of like a pop song here, the way that this ends. Absolutely incredible, delicious, and indeed, Foxian. Let's check out I'm Telling. Also, shout out to Jacob Green who says, yeah, I agree, wear earbuds. It will take your listening experience to the next level. Yes, indeed. But make sure, and here's the key, is listen at a volume where, as long as you don't have noise canceling headphones, but listen at a volume, turn your noise cancellation off, listen at a volume, you could have a conversation with someone who's 4 feet away from you, and then put the noise cancellation on, and that way you won't have it so loud that's gonna damage your hearing. But if you're having trouble having a conversation with someone because the music is so loud, you will actually permanently damage your hearing. And as of right now, there is no way medically to actually fix that other than getting you hearing aids and just amplifying the signal going in. So my kind music teacherly advice to you is make sure that you listen at a level where you can talk to someone who's 4 feet away from you and you can hear clearly what they're saying. while you're listening to music, and then turn your noise cancellation on. That's a quick test to make sure you're not too loud with what you're listening to. All right, let's check out Stop Criminell, but it's spelled interesting here. Now let's check this out. Let's talk about the emotional disconnect between the title of this and the music of this. So if you played me this music and you asked me what was going on and I didn't see the title, emotionally, and by the way, I know you might have played the game, but play along with me. If you didn't know the title, you didn't know the situation, you just heard this music, what might you think is going on? Put it in the chat. And if you're watching on demand, put it in the, if you're watching later, put it in the comments. See, for me, I'm walking around town, I'm going shopping. I might be working on my farm where there's some cacti. It's like it's a little slow too. If you sped it up like 15 beats per minute, it'd be more of like a town vibe. It's like, it's a little different. Yes, saloon vibes, okay. Special cutscene, country, something Western. Yeehaw, said someone. Clover cooked. Undertale yellow, okay. Cowboy reference, okay. Farmer's market, Wild West. Desert, on the desert, cowboy. Okay, and if it was Stop Criminell, here's what I would expect Stop Criminell to sound like. Brace yourself. If it's something more like this. Or, it's too fast. Something more like this. Right, because Stop Criminell, I'm thinking I'm gonna be chasing someone, so the music would be faster, but no, that's not at all what's going on here. And so, just, what a curious fact. I can't wait to see what actually is going on right here in this situation. I'll have to play the game sometime soon, but like, what a beautiful contradiction between what I would assume the title would mean and what I'm actually hearing with the music. You feel me? Really cool. All right, let's keep it going. Nice. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. absolutely gorgeous. Loving Steps. So in Loving Steps, right, this really interesting thing that's happening inside of the chords. In this case, it might actually be the lowest note. But we have, let me an A minor, that then goes to an A minor major 7. Well, really, when we A minor over 7, well, we're in the key of C. Well, think about we're in the key of A minor for a moment here. And then A minor over flat 7, and then A minor over 6, and then it goes to the actual flat 6 chord, and then it goes to the flat 7 chord. And again, really, oops, I wrote that as 4. Really, this piece of music, I believe we could call it as the key of C major, but we're just gonna play along. We're gonna think about this one section as if it's in A minor, just to make it a little easier to understand, thinking about A as being the place we're gonna circle around. So, we have an A. Flat 6, flat 7, absolutely gorgeous. So what's happening here is we have a chromatic descending line starting on the A and then going down by, oops, it starts off with the A, there we go. A minor, it just goes down by half step all the way to here. So it starts with an A, and then it goes to a G sharp, and then it goes to a G, then it goes to an F sharp, and then it goes to an F. So what does it mean to go down by half step? Well, remember before I told you there's 12 notes of music? The 12 notes of music my Toby gave to me. And so what's happening here is we're going A, G sharp, G, F sharp, down to F. You see, we're going backwards in order, and that would be that chromatic. Chroma from Greek meaning color. So we're getting all the colors or all the notes along the way. And yes, a little bit of a, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. And I won't sing more of this so I don't get copy strikes. And then it's also a little bit, there's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. She's buying a stairway to head Toby Fox. Right. So we got a couple pop references in there if we really wanted there to be. Okay. Let's check out this next one, which is Onsen. Yeah, I sing so well, almost like as if I tried to be a pop star back in the day. You can go find some records I did. Anyway. All right. All right, meditation break. Take a breath and imagine your room is full of water. And just feel the space around you. Not the room itself, but the space in the room. Feel the space. Feel the space around the space that's in your room. Having trouble stopping thinking, just pay attention to your big toe. Left, right, doesn't matter. Pick one. Just give your mind one job to pay attention to your big toe. Meditation break. This meditation break brought to you by Fox, Toby Fox, making music. I didn't actually sponsor this, so I don't want to get in trouble and say he did. I was just being silly. I don't want to get in trouble with anyone. I was just having fun for a moment there. I was just having fun. Okay. Anyway, let's keep it going to a beautiful, beautiful bath time. Okay. Okay. Splish splash, I was taking a bath alone at home on Saturday night. Let's check out Pink. Don't stop between the next two. Understood. Type a 2 in the chat if you want me to not stop between the next two. Put it in the chat. If the chat says yes, I'll do it. Come on, baby. Oh, yes. Build it. Build it. What was that little motif snippet at the end there? We've heard that before. Oh my goodness! That was sick! Just the energy, the tempo, the speed, but bro, I'm spitting, I'm so excited. Bro, I wasn't ready. The level of, oh my gosh, that vocal synth situation effect thing going on there, absolutely gorgeous. Is that the ghost motif right at the end? I was like, hold on, we've heard that before. Yeah, no, but we heard that before. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow, the vocals, wow, the production, wow, the writing. Just, mwah! What can I say? Other than it was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's check out Running Sky. Bro, that was insane. Hidden OST, great guys. Get me links to Hidden OST. Someone who's in our Discord, shoot me over the Hidden OST. Let's check out Running Sky next. Oh my gosh. Again, I could have kept listening to that. It was so good. Bro. Man, I just want to say I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share in the listening experience of this music with you. And I'm just so grateful for Toby Fox putting in all the hours and everyone else who worked on this soundtrack, putting the effort, putting the love into every single note of this soundtrack so far. Absolutely gorgeous, incredible work of art. amazing. Absolutely amazing. And bro, there's nothing quite like music, is there? And the fact that we get to sit together and we get to appreciate and enjoy this sound. We're not even playing a game right now, bro. We're just listening to some sounds. And it's just so gorgeous and so beautiful. Ugh. My heart to yours. I'm grateful to be here with you. Thank you, Toby Fox, for making this amazing music and everyone else helped on the soundtrack. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, check out Flower Man. Add some undertails in it. Yo, shout out to Toby Fox and who is that? I've not heard the name before. Camellia Official. I think that's 2 for 2 on Toby Fox x Camellia Official. Like, collabs we've heard on this. Absolute fire. Absolute fire. Totally gorgeous. Wonderfully produced. Awesomely mixed. Perfectly mastered. And a total joy to be able to listen to. Good game. GG. For real. Like, yes. Absolutely gorgeous. I hear that it has lyrics. We'll see what we can do. Guys who are in my Discord, send me links to the hidden thing. Or message me on Discord at Music Mentor Dan right now with the links. I'll find it. I'll make it happen. Send it over. All right. That Discord sounds me, by the way. Getting the... I want to get the stuff lined up. Guys, if you're typing to me on Discord, send me the whole thing. All right, Disco, 5 full OST unlisted unused songs. Thank you, Red, first through the door. Appreciate you. Got a whole bunch here. Okay, we're not going to listen to all those today, but here's what I need from you, Red. Pick the top 3 that we're going to listen to today. Because, yeah, that's a whole nother... Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what. We're going to come back. We'll do a full nother soundtrack thing for all of these. That's 65 videos. That deserves its own stream. I don't want to do it halfway here. So thank you very much for that. We'll do that as a full second stream. We'll do the full thing. That's my word to you. Type a 2 in the chat if you would come hang out and watch that stream with me. The unlisted ones there. Absolutely awesome. All right, cool. We'll do that. All right, let's check this out. In the meantime, Dreamwatchers. Wasn't it Asgore Dream something? One more time, I'm gonna grab the full progression there. Really beautiful. All right, then we get the... which we could call flat 3. And then to... So this chord progression here for Dreamwatchers sounds bittersweet. Why does it sound bittersweet? Well, the sweetness comes from resolving seemingly to this flat 3 right here, which makes it sound like maybe we were actually in D flat major the whole time. But then we hit this 5 that brings us back around to the 1. So let me show you why it sounds bittersweet. Here's the sweet part. Right there, that's sweet. Here's the bitterness. That takes us back around to the minor sound. And so it's that combination, that playing between landing on the relative major and then turning us back around to the relative minor, that creates that bittersweet feeling. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's keep it going. all the feels. It's not every day that a composer finds their way to a musical key that fits into the lock that's your emotional heart, and they turn it and just it swings wide open. I mean, type feels in the chat if you just had all the feels right there. You might have even cried a little bit. I was on my way to cry. If that had been 2 minutes longer, I would have started crying. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. And so what creates that level of emotion in a soundtrack? Well, it's a couple of things, but it fundamentally comes down to contrast. When you think about what gets your attention, if every single day was sunny, 72 degrees, and you had your favorite meal, every meal, and everyone in your life did exactly what you wanted them to do every single time, and you were never uncomfortable ever, that would get very boring very quickly. The spice of life and the spice of music is the contrast. It's having the pieces of music that aren't heartfelt. Not that they weren't made with love, don't get me wrong, but it's not that heart emotion place. But it's by going through and listening to 36 pieces of music that aren't this, that when we arrive at this point, we're emotionally ready. Even for me, I've not played the game. I'm emotionally ready to allow the composer to take me there. And the composer's built the trust with me to take me there. But it's not just that, it's that there's the contrast of we've not had a piece of music quite like this so far. We've had love, we've had friendship, we've had the safety meme, like I called it. But not something that really hits at the heart. And it's in those moments where there's that true contrast where we go from these, million mile an hour, Japanese-esque vocal thing going on into this Dreamwatchers just deep truth emotion that it brings the contrast of life. It's like, this is life, man. Life is, there's going to be moments where you're up, there's going to be moments where you're down, but underneath all of that, you're still you, and the ups and the downs don't really matter. It's like the top of the ocean, but underneath there's the you. And sometimes it's in those moments of contrast that we can see the actual truth. That the ups and the downs never really mattered. They might have felt like they mattered at the time, but they didn't really matter. They were all bringing us to the next thing, or we were going to the next thing, however you want to think about it. I'm just very grateful that you and I got to go through this together and listen to this together. Let's check out Weak Flowers. Did we just listen to this? I'm like having an out-of-body experience. I have no idea what's going on right now. Huh. Now I'm crying. You know, I'm so grateful for music. I'm so grateful for humans like Toby Fox, who, as far as I can tell, based on the music and how he acts in the marketplace, is just it's funny. I get like someone spamming the chat right as I'm crying. And it's like, that's the truth of life. Life isn't this clean movie. It can be messy, and we can put our utmost effort into making it be the way that we want it to be, and sometimes it can get a little messy. But I say it before, and I'll invite you one more time. You know, if you want to have your music move people the way this music just moved me, I've made it my life's mission to help people make music. Because I know how valuable this feeling is. And I know how much fun it can be to create the music that will impact people this way. And even if before you felt stuck, even if before you felt like you had, you know, a hard drive, which is like a graveyard of ideas where it's just you're starting, stopping, or maybe you've, you know, been composing technically for years, but it's been off and on. Bro, what I do all day is I help people just like you create music. And even if you've never created music before, never a lick. Click that link in the chat, grab the free thing I made for you, and then if you want some help from me and my team, book a call on the next page. I'm here to help you. I'm here to serve. And I'm just so grateful we get to do this. And we all get to share this together. And there's a select few of you who watch this who I've had the honor of working with. And I'm grateful to those of you who are watching this, whether it's live now or on demand later, and you're like, you know what? Let me see what this is about. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve you when we get to go hang out. All right, let's keep it going. Walking home. And right there, what did we hear? We heard Toby Fox safe meme. Right there, and I don't mean meme. When I say meme, I don't mean to trivialize it. I just mean to mean that there's it's a thing. It's a Toby Fox safe. What did we hear? We heard a bass line doing ones, fours, and fives. Some other things too, potentially in there. To be clear, I'm at this point with this music now. I'm like not even in my body. I'm just like I'm off in the stars right now. It's like so good. But yeah, we heard the first inversion ones. We heard chords. We heard some add chords, and then we heard arpeggiated. Now this was with a music box style, to be clear. And what we've heard before was more of like guitar and things like that. But that still fits the bill for the Toby Fox safety. How cool is that? So cool. Let's check out Scarlet Forest. Yeah, the bass line. Yep. Come on now. Woo! Oh, come on now. Oh, goosebumps. Come on, baby. Gorgeous. Oh my goodness. What a performance and what an arrangement of an incredible composition. Yes, we can look to the original composition as having the melody and some of the underlying harmony, but here the chords were changed in some places, which means it reharmonized. And then yes, arranged for just piano. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Before we listen to the last one, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to a couple people. I want to give a shout out and thank you to J2O Juice for getting the playlist for this. I want to say shout out and thank you to everyone who did such generous super chats today, supporting the channel, supporting what we do here. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Really appreciate you. And with that, I also want to thank you for joining me here. And it's not joining me, it's joining us, really. It's not about me, it's about the us. And it's not even really about me, it's about the Toby Fox, right? But still, thank you, in as much as I deserve to say thank you. Because if you weren't here, I wouldn't be here, and we all else wouldn't be here. So it takes all of us coming here together to do this, so thank you. Thank you for the honor and the... Thank you for the honor and the privilege of being able to show up You know, last year in December, I do a in-depth New Year's resolution setting thing, and I pick the mission statement for my life for the next year. And my mission statement for 2026 was to be a blessing, to enjoy building, to share music, and to serve. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing me to make my dream for what my life could be come true. I couldn't do this without you. So, thank you. Let's listen to one more. With that, we did it. Shout out and a thank you to Toby Fox for making such such an incredible game, such incredible soundtrack, and such just incredible music and giving life and dreams and hope. And I just have talked to so many people who are now making their own music because of Toby Fox. And because they were so inspired and are so inspired and stay so inspired. And I'm just really, really grateful. Like, thank you, Toby, for everything you've done. He's probably not ever going to watch this, but... And I'm not saying this to think that he would or assume that he would. But thank you for your heart. Thank you for your art. Thank you for the effort and the passion, the consistency, and the discipline that you bring to music. You've been a plus. Huge add. And so, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. It's been real. It has truly been a blessing, a privilege, and an honor to be able to hang out with you guys today. I think this is the biggest stream we've ever done on this channel. I think we hit over 2,000 viewers at one point. It's just... I don't know if any of you have ever seen 2,000 people in one place. It's a lot of people. So, thank you, Toby, for creating something that would allow me to do this, because I couldn't do this without Toby. Thank you, for showing up. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for supporting my music dreams when I was a kiddo. Thank you to my wife for supporting me now. Thank you to all my friends and all the people I get to work with. I'm insanely lucky that I get to do this with you. I'm so grateful and I feel so fortunate. So, thank you. I send my love to you. I send my heart to you. Thank you. This has been real. Thank you. See you in the next one. Take care.